The 80-20 principle, also known as Pareto's law, is a powerful tool for achieving more with less. It's a simple but profound principle that can be applied to almost every area of life. By understanding and utilizing this principle, we can unlock our true potential and live more fulfilling lives. The principle is named after Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto. In the late 19th century, Pareto observed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. Intrigued by this uneven distribution, he began to study other areas and found similar patterns. For example, he noticed that 20% of the pea pods in his garden produced 80% of the peas. These observations led Pareto to develop what is now known as the 80-20 principle. This principle states that in many situations roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. This means that a small number of factors are often responsible for a large proportion of the results. The 80-20 principle is not a hard and fast rule. The exact percentages may vary depending on the situation. However, the underlying principle remains the same. A small number of factors are usually responsible for a large proportion of the results. The 80-20 principle is a powerful tool for understanding and improving our lives. By identifying the 20% of our activities that are producing 80% of our results, we can focus our efforts on those activities and achieve significantly more with less effort. This principle can be applied to almost every area of life, including work, business, personal finances, relationships, and health. For example, in business, 80% of a company's revenue is often generated by 20% of its customers. In our personal lives, we may find that 80% of our happiness comes from 20% of our relationships. By understanding the 80-20 principle, we can start to identify the areas where we are most effective and focus our efforts accordingly. This can lead to a significant increase in our productivity and overall success. The 80-20 principle is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about identifying and leveraging the key factors that drive the most significant results in our lives. Let's look at some practical examples of how the 80-20 principle can be applied in different areas of life. Work. Identify the 20% of your tasks that produce 80% of your results. Focus on those tasks and delegate or eliminate the rest. For example, if you're a salesperson, 20% of your clients might generate 80% of your sales. Focus on nurturing those relationships. Time management. 80% of your distractions likely come from 20% of sources. Identify and minimize those distractions. This could mean silencing notifications, setting specific work hours, or creating a dedicated workspace. Personal tasks. 20% of your wardrobe is probably what you wear 80% of the time. Declutter your closet by focusing on the clothes you love and wear most often. These are just a few examples of how the 80-20 principle can be applied in everyday life. By looking for these patterns in different areas, you can optimize your efforts and achieve better results. The 80-20 principle is a powerful tool for boosting productivity and efficiency. By focusing on the 20% of activities that produce 80% of the results, we can achieve significantly more in less time. This allows us to work smarter, not harder, and to achieve our goals more effectively. One of the key benefits of using the 80-20 principle is that it helps us to identify and eliminate time-wasting activities. By focusing on the most important tasks, we can avoid getting bogged down in unimportant details. This frees up our time and energy to focus on the things that really matter. Another benefit of using the 80-20 principle is that it helps us to prioritize our work more effectively. By identifying the tasks that are most likely to produce the greatest results, we can ensure that we are always working on the most important things first. By embracing the 80-20 principle, we can transform our approach to work and achieve higher levels of productivity and success.